JKLMNOP.
Welcome to the Alliance Academy Learning Resource Center. We'd like to welcome you whether you're a parent or a teacher or a general member of the community or a student here.
Essentially, it's a library that provides the information resources that our students will need to support their classwork, to do research. It supports our teachers for instruction, and it also provides a lot of books that they may just be interested in reading as well, just to promote reading for pleasure and enjoyment.
So we try to do whatever we can to interest the children and get them excited and get them to participate in our reading program.
Here we have two sides, elementary and secondary, and all grades from preschool through 6th grade are coming once a week here to the elementary side of the library. We have story times. Preschool and kinder are doing different activities as coloring. Sometimes they watch videos, holiday cards. And from 1st grade through 6th grade, we do have story times, and the kids are checking out books.
And each book has a Lexile number both on the computer, or we can find it in the book itself. And the students choose the books with a Lexile range that is measured by the map test.
She had been thinking things out and had made a plan. She flew down and sat on Buffalo's back. I like reading because it shows me new things, and I like the pictures.
We have 1,200 books in this wonderful program. Different churches of the United States. Wonderful program we offer for our preschool and kindergarten students. 1,000 books before 1st grade. We send one set of 10 books every week to each child of this program. And they read 10 books per week, 10 books per week with their families. We really want them to read 1,000 books before 1st grade, and we now can see results. Reading time together as a family, sitting before they go to sleep and read books. We try to include in our each plastic bag at least one book with Bible stories or stories telling our kids more about Jesus.
Books on Bibles and religion and New Testament, Old Testament, and so forth. And then as we go along here, we find we have a lot of books on language, other languages.
We have a wide selection of picture books and easy chapter books for our youngest students, and we also carry them in a broad range of Lexiles, and so that students who are at every Lexile range, that we will have something at their level that they can read and at their interest level as well.
Literature, we have science book, but this is fairly high, 690. Here's one on mental illness, very interesting book, Taming Bipolar Disorder.
For our teachers, that they have their own challenges in their classrooms, that they need to read 20 books per year or 30 books per year, and we always try to help our students to find those books that they will enjoy to read. We try to present new authors to the kids, new series of books. But we have such amazing students, and some of them, they are coming even every single day. They come here before classes, they come after classes, they come after during their recess time or during their free time, and they're looking for books. For me, this is just amazing.
Turn around and do that same sort of thing to someone else. Oh, but I would never do anything like that, says Mr. Besides, I don't have a Oh, no?
So for the older students, we select books based on quality literature, what's available and that we deem as high quality reading material and interesting and engaging to students. Again, we want to make sure that students reading at every level have something accessible to them that they can read at a comfortable range that will still challenge them and help build their vocabulary. So every Lexile range should be represented in our collection. every age group.
We're looking at this section here because this is the section where the highest Lexile numbers are. Those are the numbers that measure what the student's reading level is. And we have books on astronomy here and books on physics and so forth. And these books probably have the highest Lexile numbers in the entire collection.
We have more academic books at the secondary level, a broader range. We will have books that are for younger levels of reading at this level, but it will also extend all the way to college level.
And here we seek that the students not only count on their basic support for academic resources or literary inquiries, but we also approach a more innovative scope in which they can develop their online research skills as well as their traditional library skills. We seek that the students have a holistic formation, and we seek to be support for the teachers and for the academics. But our team also specializes in assessing them with their searches and their inquiries. So their academic experience is much more fruitful, and they get completely prepared and differentiated from other students in other schools to the university life and eventually professional endeavors. By preparing special displays in collaboration with our academic staff and our teachers in general, we seek to motivate and incentivize not only the passion for reading in our students, but also a spirit and a culture of researching and being excellent. Here at the Alliance Academy, we have the huge blessing of counting with more resources and with a staff that is already trained to motivate our students to do beyond what is expected.
Ever since I was a little girl, my mom would buy me all kinds of books, and she and my dad would always read to me before I went to bed, and soon I even learned how to read, and it gave me a lot of joy. So I would read whenever I could, and as I grew older, I kept up my liking for books. So I actually started liking fantasy, and I just like how the authors can create their own world and do whatever they want in that world. When I read fantasy, I can imagine the world that the author created and actually go inside it, and I find that very enjoyable.
My favorite genre of book is fantasy because then anything could happen at any time.
If you find the right book, like my favorite is historical fiction, so whenever I find the right topic, I can actually imagine the characters and just make my own, just movie in my head about everything that's happening in the book.
Here, the 10th graders and 11th graders enjoy reading, love reading, and hopefully it will inspire them to have a love for reading in their own lives.
All kinds of books of interest to the students. The books on sports continue along in here, basketball, football.
And I like to read about soccer.
Oh, me too!
That's cool.
What a coincidence. We have the same shirt, right?
Yeah, Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona.
When I read about soccer, I like to read because I feel the goal inside of me.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I'm playing there and making awesome goals.
Yeah, that's super cool.
All the resources, they count on a diversity, a whole range of reading styles, and also a range of authors for them to have the best possible range to make their faith not only their belief but also their lifestyle, an informed set of values that they can rely upon for their future.
I like reading because I can teach from the books, and I can do projects, and I can learn from it, and I can have fun with it. All Days on Alliance Academy takes out new books, and it is very fun, and I can't stop reading.
Please carry me to your bed, you see? He's there, resting. The princess was reluctant, but she did as the frog asked. She placed him upon a pillow, where he slept all night long, you see? Slept. You think that would be comfortable for you?
Over in the middle, by an old mossy gate, live a brown mother lizard and a little lizard ate. Bask, said the mother. We bask, said the egg.
Over in the meadow, in a nest built of sticks, lived a black mother crow, and her little crow six. Caw, said the mother. We caw, said the six. So cawed, and they called in their nest built of sticks.
Love stories fulfill you and get you in with what you believe. Reading for me is something really special. It's a connection that you have along with a book and a story that not only makes sense, but that also bonds in with you. I think it's a great way to inspire inside of you. I think that reading fulfills not only your academic life, but also your personal life.
You want to get a puzzle?
Can you find the color for this one? Oh, you're gonna do another one. Okay.
You good? You want to get a puzzle?
Yeah. Good job. Okay, now do this one.
The main idea of the reading program, Be Reading Books, is basically to create a sense of unity between the younger kids and the older kids, as well as increase the literary skills of the younger kids, because having a good education is going to help them throughout their whole career, and it's just going to be a great time to enjoy for all. I love reading, especially those books that you can enjoy and just adventure, comedy. It's great to see how the characters develop throughout. It's amazing.
You have to read because it's educational, for educational purposes, because it's just fun, and for your spiritual growth.
Alliance loves reading.
Reading is making your own characters and just creating anything you want.
Ideas unimaginable.
For me, reading is learning.
In Alliance Academy International, we are readers.
Here at the Alliance Academy International, we innovate.